And NFTs are not the panacea that I think all the artists hope it is. There's this groundswell of support for NFTs because people are like, well, this is how artists are finally going to get rich. And I'm sorry to say, I just don't think that's going to happen. Look, everything in the world is a non-fungible token. It's fungibility that's rare. Bitcoin is rare. Money is rare. The things that like we've made fungible are largely man-made and rare. Although there's a thing in particle physics how particles are actually fungible. We won't get into that. But almost everything you see in the man-made world is a non-fungible token. There's just an infinite amount of art. So the question is, how do you stand out? And NFT is too broad of a term. It covers an item that I pick up in a game that is enforced scarcity. It could be a piece of land in the metaverse. It could be a domain in the domain name system. Those all have enforced scarcity. But the problem is like when you get to something like just pure digital art, it does not have enforced scarcity. There's abundance. There's so much potential art out there, and it's all going to be uploaded to these platforms. Every JPEG, every image, every video, every sculpture that you can imagine. So as soon as Beeple sold something for $69 million, and the reasons to believe that that was not like a completely legit sale, that there were some, other motives involved, then everyone comes in thinking, oh, my art's finally going to be worth something. No, your art is only going to be worth something to the effect that society has already come upon a consensus that your art is worth something. All NFTs do is give you a way to trade the digital representation of ownership of that art as opposed to the physical ownership of that art. So it is like an interesting innovation, but the vast, 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 vast majority of art out there is not going to make any money on the NFT platforms. You still have to build a social consensus around your piece of art that then suddenly enough people believe that it has value that they will buy it or trade it or use it or own it because other people think it has value. Now, it's also going to have some intrinsic value for sure, which is just the pleasure of looking at or consuming that art. But they can get a lot of that without the NFT. The NFT part comes more into play when ownership matters, and ownership matters in a status context, and that matters in sort of this consensus belief that this particular piece of art is somehow special and will hold value in a very distinct way from the next 100 million pieces of art that have just shown up.
Turn it off.